Welcome back everyone to DRAMAtical Murder. We have a choice to make. So I got Mink here, right? Mink's dudes almost raped us. That's a thing. They almost took advantage of us. Kinda got us thrown into this place. Not exactly having the best time. If we say I don't have a choice, I have to go along. If I say I can't go along, I hope I don't die. You know what? Worst comes worst, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna save. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save, and I'm gonna say I can't go along and see what happens. Does my choice matter? I don't know. I'm gonna put I can't go along. I don't want to go along with this guy, but at the same time, while I stare at my feet, unsure what to do, Mink seizes me by the collar. Yeah, but you also did stuff to me. Mink shows me away and tosses my pills on the ground. I quickly snatched them up. Then I realized what Mink said. We're leaving, but where's my bag? As Mink leaves, a colorful cockatoo flies into the room. It's carrying something in its talons. My bag! The bird's an all-mate, obviously. If I'm not mistaken, I saw it on Mink's shoulder earlier. After replying, it flies back out through the door. While trying to wrap my head around Mink's surprising choice of companion, I pick up my bag and look inside. Everything's there, my coil and my ball of dark blue fur. I don't see any damage to my coil or to Ren. First, I pull out my coil and slip it back into my arm. The missed call notification is flashing. Yeah, Kajaka, please. Call history is full to the version. Yeah, you need to... All the calls are from Kajaka. I quickly call him back. Please explain to him what just happened. Please. Aoba, I'm gonna be really pissed at you if you don't. You better fucking tell him. You better. I got a little tied up. Ha, get it? Because he was actually tied up. Terrible joke. I mean, no. They're definitely going to be like, you have to keep secret about this. The sound of Kajaka's voice has brought me back to reality. Dry juice, granny, my kidnapping, and near rape. It felt like a nightmare, but no, it was all real, and it's not over. Time to get going. I down some pills, pick up my bag, and leave the room. Yeah, and you're going to tell him about all that, right? Once we get outside, I realize we're in the north quarter. Together, Mink and I head to the east quarter. I don't know how long I was in that gloomy building, but now the sun is high in the sky. Mink leads me through the back streets like he's trying to avoid attention. I'm not sure if that's just his preference or if he has a good reason to stay out of my sight. My headache has largely subsided and I'm not still feeling 100%, so my pace is slow and I start to lag behind. Every time he turns a corner, I worry I might lose sight of him. Yeah, 100%. Say something. There we go. We're gonna say something. I hurry around the corner expecting Mink to be almost out of sight, but Mink is standing there staring down at me. As I freeze, he immediately turns away and resumes walking. We walk for a while in silence. Eventually the scenery turns familiar. I'm really tired of my choices not mattering. We're almost at Humdrum Junk. The thought nearly brings tears to my eyes. Just as the store comes into view, a shadow falls over me. Is he okay? He landed face first, but a second later he jumps up and embraces me. Last night, that's when Mink kidnapped me. No, let's see this. That would still track with the he's a robot theory I have. Claire stands strangely for a moment, then grabs me by cheeks and tugs. You know, I step back to escape his grasp. That's when I notice Mink watching us. I have a sinking feeling like I know exactly what he's thinking. Talk about awkward.
Aoba! Aoba-kun!
Kujaku and Mr. Haga's face light up when they see me. They run up me breathless. Ren pops his head out of my bag to look up at Benny, who's sitting there at Kujaku's shoulder. Yeah, 100% kidnap. Please, please, please tell him. You bet Aoba better not fucking lie, or I will beep. Yes. He looks past me, scowling. Leader of Scratch. Scratch? Wait, isn't that the Rib Gang composed of escaped prisoners? There we go. I mean, I've never... Ming lets out a contemptuous snort. The building he had me was so dark and dirty, I just couldn't get a good look at everything, but thinking back, maybe I did see the tag. It was on the bottom. I recall what I know about Scratch. Supposedly it's made up of guys their leader busted out of prison. The police are barely functional as is, so as long as they don't make too much trouble, it's not worth rounding them up. Oh, that explains the discipline thing. Keeping hardened criminals in line can't be easy, especially not in a town like this. They need rules for the gang to function, and harsh punishments for anyone who breaks them. Benny is glaring at the cockatoo. The cockatoo turns away like he couldn't care less. Benny just called the bird a punk-ass bitch. That's great. I didn't realize that he also has a cigar in his mouth. Benny puffs himself up into a ball. I guess he's got an especially short temper when it comes to other birds. He did. Please, speak up about this. Dude, Team Kujaku all the way. Like, get this fucking dude out of here. He's a criminal. I don't like where this is going. Kujaku shoots Mink another glare, which Mink meets unflinching. Great. We just got here and I'm already exhausted. Humdrum's basement has a couch and a table, which we use for informal meetings. We all gather down there. Mr. August seems to realize something's going on because he heads right back upstairs after showing us down. Kujaku, Clear, Mink, and I sit on the couch. Are we gonna avoid the big old elephant in the room of what happened? I almost got taken advantage of. As I trail off, Kujaku flashes a knowing frown. Kujaku snorts at this. She does have nothing to do with Rib. Makes sense. I tell him about how I arrived home to find Granny and gone, and about Mink, and about those morphine dry juice members. I know mentioning that Mink kidnapped me would just add fuel to the fire, so I gloss over the details. Kujaku listens intently. Once I finish, he lets out a small sigh and leans back into the couch. So doesn't even mention the whole criminals trying to take advantage of us thing. Kujaku glares at Mink. I agree, he is a fucking criminal. No, we believe you're a criminal, sir. You can't back that up. Look how angry Benny is on Kujaku's shoulder. Mink points to me with his pipe. Kujaku turns to me. His eyes are asking, what are you gonna do? I already know the answer. I totally understand Kujaku's suspicion. It's not like I trust Mink either. But Mink is the only one with a clue where Granny might be, so I don't have a choice. Yes, make deal. We had to make some deals here. That's okay. They may be risky, but you gotta gamble sometimes. Gradually, the anchor fades from Kujaku's face, though there's still a fire in his eyes. Fine, if you're that intent on doing this, I'll help. I'll just... Oh, sorry. Always forget. Always. Kujaku shoots Mink another glare. Mink blows a puff of white smoke, then glances over at the stairs. At first, he's just trying to rile Kujaku up by ignoring him, but no, his eyes are sharp like a hawk's. Is something there? Mink gestures at the cockatoo with his chin. He flies through the door to the stairs. There's some clattering, and the bird returns with something in his talons. Oh, man. The bird is holding a cube. Wait, I've seen this thing before. Yeah, this is noise. Yeah, he kissed me, which is a lot better than what your people were doing. Still not as good, though. Mink grabs me by the arm and whispers into my ear. Persuade him like you do on the phone at work. So that's why he needed me. I'm very persuasive. Or why he needs Aoba. Aoba's very persuasive with his voice, and he can help his group. Mink lets me go. I sit back. I'm pretty sure Mink was talking about my voice. But getting noise on our side, easier said than done. Will I really be able to persuade him like I do with the customers? I face the cube the cockatoo is holding and take a deep breath. I'm not crazy about the idea. I don't know Noise or Mink very well, but Granny's in danger and I have to give it a shot. Focusing, how does it feel when I speak to customers on the phone? I make my voice soft and low. I'll do whatever you want. Oh, easy peasy. We gotta persuade him. He wants me to battle him in what's his fucking Pokemon, whatever rhyme, which is fine. We can do that. He needs to help us. We're making deals, making plans. That's how we deal with things. Kujaku's not happy about it. Kujaku, I'm sorry. You gotta learn the play-by-play of things. I wasn't sure if it worked, but a few minutes later, boom, Noise shows up at Hum Jum Junk. Just man-spreading all he can be over there. Kujaku, Clear, Mink, and Noise. Getting this ragtag bunch together, it's nothing short of a miracle. Kujaku isn't happy, and of course he's just going to have to deal with it. I give Noise a brief rundown of the situation to get him up to speed. That makes sense. It is a lot of, like, there's not a lot of places to actually hide everybody. Maybe they're in the rich district. Like, the place with the casinos, maybe they're in a casino. We should go to a casino. That's where Clear hangs out, just on the rooftops. Mink makes a casual gesture with his pipe. North toward Kaizen.
確かにあの辺には使われてないビルやら倉庫やらが山ほどあるな。調べろ。
Mink thrusts his pipes at Noise like a general's baton.
お前に命令される覚えはねえけど。
交換条件付きでこいつの話に乗ったんだろうが。
That's true. Who made you leader, sir? Besides being big and intimidating and having a pink headband. I liked Hoodie Guy better anyway. Even if he did get... Oh, hello. Noise answers with a sneer, but then opens a screen on his coil and gets to work. He do got a point. He is the only one stepping up. Just as I'm afraid Kujaku's going to launch himself at Mink, the cockatoo sitting on Mink's shoulder looks up from his preening. Yeah, Benny, you fucking tell him. Benny glares at the cockatoo from Kujaku's shoulders, puffing his feathers up. Now that's a battle I want to see. Benny versus the cockatoo. Cutting in, Noise turns his coil screen around so we can see it. The screen shows a map of the old residential district. There's a blinking red triangle at one end.
この辺りのネットワークにアクセスするとエラー。立ち入り禁止の区域は普通。ネットワークが機能してない。つまりこれはフェイクだ。機能してないように見せかけてる。当たりか。かもな。この辺りはもともと
Old processing facilities are usually places like in comic books or in movies and whatnot that like supervillains will always hide out at. So that seems like a place that would be important. Yeah, it got shut down a few years ago, but it hasn't been like changed into anything that's like prime real estate for people who need to hide.
今も不法投棄が続いてゴミ捨て場になってるってとこだろ。取り締まるやつもいねえしな。ばあちゃんはここに。
方向としては俺が受けた報告と。
It's not definite, but it seems worth checking out.
ただもしここに大産さらったやつらがいるんだとしてもよ。あ、それなら僕が知ってます。
Oh yeah, Clear's gonna come in handy with all the intel.
お前な、遊びじゃ。
分かってます。本当に知ってるんです。僕、昔よくこの辺りを散歩してたんですよ。
You know, I know that it's like I have a robot theory going for him, but do robots need to take walks? Like, no one trusts him.
何ですか皆さん。なんで静かになってしまうのですか。やめてくださいよもう。本当に知ってるんですよ。ちゃんと地図だってかけてしまうんですからね。
Indignant at our reaction, Clear shoves his hand into his coat pocket and pulls out a pen and paper.
さらさらと。
Clear's pen dances across the paper.
はい、できました。
Immediately looking at the scary dog. Look at that dog, he's so scary.
おいおい。ほん。
照合しろ。
Mink snatches Clear's map and tosses it at Noise. Yeah, you gotta cross-reference that shit.
確かに外観図とは一
Yeah,
致して。
matches up perfectly.
じゃあ合ってるってことか。
だから言ったじゃないですか。皆さんひどいです。
Goodbye.
まあこれで迷うこともなくなったし、あとは乗り込むだけだな。
乗り込むってもな、このメンツだろう。
Kujaku looks at the others with
よ
disgust.
りにもよって変なのばっかり集まりやがって。あんただって人のこと言えないだろ。うるせえ。俺はあんたらに協力する気はない。それじゃバラバラになっちまうだろうが。
場合によっちゃその方がいい。
Yeah, let's go all Scooby-Doo on this and split up.
全員その通りに動く保証はね。
だからそれこそてめえが言えたことかっつうんだよ。
お前とそこのガスマスクに言ってんだよ。
んだと？
え、僕もですか？ひどいですよ。
Yeah,
僕はみんなと仲
Clear
良
is
く
the
やりたいと思
nicest
ってるんです
person.
よ。
He's the nicest.
冗談は顔だけにしろよ。
He's a dick, but cute, so we're gonna let him be a part of it as well. Never really thought this was going to work, but this really isn't going to work. They're not even trying to work together.
話がややこしくなるからお前は黙ってろ。そりゃあんたも同じだろ。
こんなひどいですよ。
You talk like that, Clear, people will find you annoying. Here I am, racking my brain over what to do, and they're bickering like children. This isn't the time for this shit. Granny might be in serious danger. We've already figured out where we need to go. We should be on our way already. But these guys... Why did I yell? I immediately regret my outburst. It's not like they're going to listen to me anyway. Huh? Suddenly the bickering stopped. I am the leader. That's what I gotta do. Hot dude's right. It is a waste of time. The atmosphere in the room has done a complete 180. As one, the four men rise from the couch. Suddenly, they're all on the same page. Whatever. I collect myself and join them. Granny, I'm gonna save you. And Mizuki and the rest of Dry Juice too. We leave the shop and head to the north quarter. Kaizen is a ghost town fallen into ruin, and ever since it was designated off limits, it's become a dumping ground for all sorts of garbage. Piles of refuse, from old furniture to rusted trucks, adorn the carcasses of warehouses and factories. Of course, there's no one around. The place is eerie. We proceed quickly, Clear leading the way, keeping a watchful eye on our surroundings. As I look up at the massive pile of trash, I remember something.
ゲーム間違って一回ダウンロードしてから配信されるようになったゲームなんだけど配信されてくるのがなぜかゲームじゃなくて
It does look very much like that game.
こないだ来たやつがおばあさんのキャラがコウモリに連れ去られるって内容でさ連れて行かれた先がゴミ山だったんだよ
確かにここはゴミ山ですね
たまたまだろ
俺もそう思うんだけど
この先にゴミ処理の工場があるだ
Oh,
ろ
hello. Gotta pull up the map here. Noise shows us the map on his coil.
ありますね
その工場がここら辺じゃ一応そこが怪しいってことか
このまままっすぐです
Clear jogs ahead of us. He used to take walks here. Talk about weird. Well, some people like taking walks through junkyards. You could see, like, different old things. As we pick up our way between the mountains of trash, a massive building comes into view. That must be it.
待ってください
Clear holds out an arm.
聞こえますいますあの中に
聞こえるって何も聞こえねえが
Yeah, he has really good hearing. I strain my ears to listen, but all I hear is the sound of wind rustling through the trash. But Clear seems deadly serious.
聞こえますあの中です
行こ
We approach the building cautiously. Reaching the wall, I put my ear against the concrete. Clear was right. Though faint, I can hear people inside. This is it. I touch the bag under my arm. Ren is sleeping inside. I stroke the top of my bag to reassure myself of Ren's presence. We're in a restricted area, so we evacuated all of our all-mates to avoid detection from the signals they give off. We soon find a metal door slightly ajar. Kujaku peers through the crack, hugging the wall.
一気に行くぞ
一応うちのチームのやつらも近くに待機させてる向こうがどんだけいるかわかんない
On our way over, we decide that Kujaku, Mink, Clear, and I will be going inside. Meanwhile, Noise will monitor the local network and erase any logs of our intrusion. Noise steps back, then goes to work on his coil.
こっちは特に問題ない
Nope, walk up to Noise. We like Noise. I walk up to Noise and watch him at work. He just keeps typing as fixed on the screen.
いやどういう風にやってるのかと思って
信用してないってことか
違うよ緊張してるんだよ集中してるのにちょっかい
俺は失敗とかしねえから別にいいけど
Not gonna blow it.
分かってるよ
どうだか
He is a dick. Still, it's my fault for interrupting him. I head back to the others.
ワクワクしますね。
遊びじゃないっつうの。
行くぞ。
At Mink's signal, Kujaku throws the door open. Several men, all in black, are standing in the middle of the room. Morphine? They all turn towards us. They look creepy. And charge.
急に来た。そう来なくっちな。ほらこ。
わ
I don't think Clear is going to be able to fight. He doesn't fight well. Kujaku and Mink charge at the men in black. Clear and I follow a few steps behind. Several Bene Shigura members enter behind us and leap into the fray. Kujaku's sword never stops swinging, even if he signals the men with a lance. He keeps knocking down enemies left and right. Meanwhile, Mink, is silent and methodical, felling 2 or 3 men with each blow with his massive fist. One comes after me too. I try to dodge a strike, but his elbow catches my chin. He immediately launches another punch. I block it with my arm, but the punches keep coming. But then I see his face. A chill runs up my spine. There's something wrong with his eyes. They're blank, like a doll's eyes. And I'm sure I've seen him before too. This guy's a member of Dry Juice. He gets me on the shoulder while I'm distracted. The pain numbs my arm right, to the fingertips. Oh yeah, look at that lovely kick. Acting on reflex, I throw a snap roundhouse kick. The blow nails him in the stomach. He folds over and crumples to the ground. These guys attacking us, are they all Dry Juice? Another fist flies at me from the side. I jump back, hoping to gain some breathing room. Oh yeah, what happened to Claire? I look for Claire. I call his name. No, he's got good hearing. You call his name. Yep, see? Great. He has hearing. We gotta use that. I turn to see Claire facing off with a group of black-clothed men. What is this? Are you about to punch somebody? Oh, I love this. Good job. Good job. Clear's punches lay out the man out flat. Well, whatever works. Meanwhile, my unease is growing. None of these guys were fighting a spoken a word. The guy I kicked didn't even groan. They just keep coming like zombies or something, and their eyes are blank and empty. I look around to see if the others have noticed the same thing. That's what I see Kujaku duking out with several men of them at once. I draw some of them away, or I go to help. I'm gonna draw some of them away. Smarter, because then we get our own little pocket. I can't get in front of them. Shouting, I catch the attention of the guys about to attack Kujaku from behind. As 2 of them charge me, I knock out one of them with a roundhouse kick. Then the other I then close with the other guy and punch him in the gut. Yeah, see? Best thing to do. Stay out of his way. He's got a sword. He could stab me. That could go totally wrong. So I was right. Kujaku noticed it too. Mink immediately takes off deeper into the facility. Before Kujaku can run off after Mink, the men we've already taken down rise up like the living dead. As he mows them down with the back of his sword, Kujaku shouts over his shoulder. There's no time to hesitate. I run after Mink and Clea. I see a passage up ahead. Are they down there? Barreling down the hallway, we find our path blocked by 3 black-clothed men. Mink greets the men, running towards us with his fist. Mink grabs Clear by the back of the collar and pulls him to the side. His eyes bore into mine, demanding a response. Nope. I'm hesitating. I'm not doing what Mink says. Shut up. Yeah. Fuck you, Mink. No, I don't like you. Another black-clothed man rushes us. I slip past them and run full speed at the door at the end of the hall. For the door at the end of the hall. Bursting through, I find myself outside. Before me stretches a wide, empty lot. A black van and car are parked there. Several black-clothed men stand nearby. Three people climb out of the back of the car, a small figure sandwiched between two larger ones. When I see the person in the middle, I shout, "Bacha!" Two men are holding her up by her arms, dragging towards the van's open door. The remaining men see me and charge. Wait, one of the black-clothed men stops them. I can't see his face from beneath the hood. The man who spoke steps away from the group and walks up to me. Slowly with both hands, he pulls back his hood, reveals probably so help me, it's Mizuki. Ah, man, dude. I'm sticking my nose in business because we were worried about you, sir. Mizuki watches me as I struggle to speak, an eerie smile on his lips. The Mizuki I would know would never look at me like that, with a sneer out of utter contempt. Somebody take over his mind? Did he get brainwashed? He sounds brainwashed just by the inflection of his voice as he's saying this stuff. Doesn't explain why you have our grandma. Mizuki cackles. What? Mizuki cackles, his mouth wide open. I can't believe it. Is this the guy I've known for years? The men around him don't even blink. They all have blank, doll-like eyes, almost like someone's controlling them. I'm telling you, it's mind control.
Mizuki,
No, I turned you down because I just didn't want to be a part of it. I'm allowed to take the third option of not being a part of Rhyme or Rip. Is it really a new gang if you're just bumming off the last, the mythical gang stuff? Make your own legacy, sir? I know how passionate Mizuki is about Rib. That's why I gave such a forceful reply. This isn't Mizuki. He frowns for a moment when he hears my response, but that weird smile quickly returns. Oh no. What are you gonna do with our grandma? This episode's gonna go a little long, y'all. I'm just pointing that out. Mizuki grabs Granny by the arm and pulls her towards him, then presses something against her neck. A knife. Sweat, cold and clammy, rolls down my back. Granny squeezes her eyes shut like she's preparing herself for what might happen. This only makes me more desperate. Anger flickers once more across his face. Mizuki presses the tip of his knife to Granny's throat. I charge without a second thought. Reaching Mizuki, I grab his arm and look into his eyes, and then the world twists around me. I've felt this before. That's right, in Rhyme, when Noise forced me into that match. No, that wasn't the first time. I felt this even before that, a long, long time ago. What? This is Mizuki's shop, but something's different. It's packed full of customers that you can barely move, and they're all missing their faces. They only have bright red mouths, open wide in glee, tongues wriggling like worms. Even stronger, I can hear every word of their conversations.
リブとかダサいしやっぱライムの方が断然いいっしょみんなやってるしねそうそうリブはそろそろ飽きてきたよなこれからはやっぱライムでしょリブなんてやめちまおうぜ
The voices pierced my mind like arrows. The noise is unbearable. There's no way this is real. Is it a dream then? Am I dreaming? But now I'm certain I felt this before, when Noise pulled me into Rhyme, and before that, a long, long time ago. But the voices drown out my thoughts before they can take form. My head is pounding. The voices, fuck. I'm going insane. I feel a warm sensation in my ears. When I reach up to touch them, something sticky drips out. It's slimy black, almost like tar. Letters are floating in the liquid. The words, they died inside my skull and became this black filth. I really hope this is just a dream, but it feels so real. Either way, I need to find a way out. I look around, but just then I suddenly realize that I'm being watched. When I turn around, I see a familiar face pass by. A face. Amid the rows of featureless hands, this one has a face. I run after him. I push my way through the faceless, babbling crowd, making my way to the back of the shop. The tattoo studio is through this door. I open it and dash inside. But when I step through, I find myself at Dry Juice's base. Why, I should be still inside the shop. The man who was watching me earlier, standing at the end of the alley, beneath the Dry Juice tag, his head is hung low. I approach him slowly. I don't know what's going on, but somehow I know who he is. It's Mizuki. Mizuki slowly lifts his head. He looks ready to cry. Suddenly, the scene shifts. Now the tag is covered in black and the alley is spattered with blood.
何があったんだよお前
俺どうすればいいのか
何がだ
ドライジュースのことだ俺はリブやってるのがすげえ楽しくて本当にリブが好きでだからドライジュースのこともどうすればチームのみんなが楽しめるか嫌な思いをしないで済むかそう考えながらずっとやってきた家族みたいになれたらいいってそう思って
分かってるだからドライジュースはリブで一番でかいチームになったんだ
でももうそれじゃ
Are we in? Are we like inside of his mind? And we're like seeing like what he feels or sees?
ライムが流行ってからは全然ダメだみんな新しいことに夢中になってリブに飽きてそうしたら簡単に捨てちまうんだ所詮はリブもライブもゲームだみんなより新しくて面白いものを求める、本当にリブがドライジュースがたかがゲームにマジになってる方がバカなんだろうけどそう簡単には割り切れなかったうちの連中もどんどんライムへ流れてって新しく入ってくるやつも減って俺が作り上げたと思ってた絆がバラバラになっていって
I grit my teeth. It's hard to see Mizuki like this. I always knew Dry Juice meant a lot to him, but I never really knew just how deeply he cared. Has he always been hurting like this inside? Why did I never notice? Self-loathing rises inside me. If only I'd talked to him. I spent every day worrying, thinking... Oh, sorry.
そしたらモルヒネのメンバーだって名乗るやつが現れたんだ
モルヒネ
ドライジュースはリブで一番有力なチームだから最初はうさんくせえし何言ってんだと思ってたけど実際にモルヒネのチームの連中とモルヒネの
So he took the bait of trying to join
み
Morphine.
んながライムに流れることもなくなるだろうってドライジュースに誇る
じゃ
ああでもやっぱり間違ってた モルヒネは俺が考えてたようなチームじゃなかった。モルヒネはあいつらは
Oh no. Mizuki lied to
ド
me.
ライジュースはモルヒネの一員になるって、そういう話だったはずだろう。ふざけんな。
Suddenly, Mizuki screams. He falls to his knees, hunched over, clutching his chest in pain. His head snaps back with dangerous speed. His eyes dart frantically about, and more screams pour from his mouth, throat. Sweat rolls off of him in waves.
Mizuki! Mizuki!
I run up and grab him by the shoulders. What was that? My head is pounding. What did I just see? Images, memories. Is that me? Oh, okay, so Mizuki, I got an achievement for it, but did he die? I come to with a shout. Where am I? No, wait, this is where that black van and car were parked. Where's Mizuki? That voice. Okay, Granny's alive. Why is Granny here? When I try to sit up, I realize I'm lying in her lap.
なんでどうやって
何混乱してるんだ。お前がここまで来たんだろうが。
That's right. Mizuki's people were kidnapping Granny, and I was trying to stop them.
水木は
そこにいるよ。
I follow Granny's finger to see Mizuki's face down on the ground. Kujaku, Noise, Mink, and Claire are standing nearby.
大丈夫か青葉。
マスター。
Oh good, everyone's here. Relief washes over me. Suddenly my body feels like lead.
ばあちゃん
なんだい。
頭痛い。
後で薬を飲みな。もう帰るよ。
Home. There's nothing special about the words, but for some reason they make me feel incredibly happy. Home, we're going home. I feel the energy slowly drain from my body. Before I know it, I'm unconscious. When I open my eyes, all I see is the ceiling. And we're going to find out what happens next time. Oh, that was an episode. Goodbye, everybody.